T-minus 5 weeks until the NFL draft, and in just over a month, the Chiefs are going to have their 2025 class coming to Kansas City for those signatures and orientation. Now, who will Brett Veach target as the front office continues to work through offseason deals? Experts give us their guesses coming up next. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Thursday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. Happy first day of spring. Although it did snow last night, we are thinking positive thoughts. We're looking ahead to the spring weather, to the NFL draft, to OTAs, which are just around the corner. It's time to talk through some transactions, some mock drafts, and even speak with a special guest. First, give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get going. Looks like Chiefs fans aren't getting their wish, unfortunately. After a very big push on social media, one former Chief will not be reuniting with Kansas City. Sources say free agent linebacker Willie Gay Jr. is signing a one-year deal with the Dolphins. Fox Sports says that Gay played for New Orleans in the 2024 season after spending the first 4 seasons here in Kansas City. Now, a second-round pick by the Chiefs in 2020, Gay won back-to-back Super Bowls with Kansas City in 2023 and 2024. He started 47 games for the Chiefs, 9 playoff games, recording 233 tackles, 5 sacks, 17 tackles for loss, 4 interceptions as well in the regular season. So a big thank you to Willie Gay. He also had 29 postseason tackles, 4 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and half sack. Now, for the Saints last season, Gay recorded 28 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 pass breakups. It's not the reunion that Kansas City fans were wishing for, but of course we're happy to see Willie going out there and making those deals. Good luck in Miami. Now, the Chiefs made a few transactions over the past couple of days, so let's roll through them. Yesterday afternoon, Mike Garafolo shared that the Chiefs are re-signing defensive lineman Marlon Tuipolotu. The former 6th-round pick of the Eagles was on Kansas City's roster for most of the regular season in 2024. Now, as he said above, he was on the roster during the 2024 season, mainly on the Chiefs' 53-man roster. Charles Goldman with A to Z Sports says that he was a healthy scratch most weeks, appearing in just 2 games, and his lone start coming in Week 18 against the Denver Broncos. Now, he did record 4 tackles, including the tackle for loss in that game. In 14 games with the Eagles in the season prior, Tuipulotu had 22 tackles total, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. Now, saying this move really gives the Chiefs some more competitive depth along the interior defensive line, which they desperately need, is what Charles Goldman says. Currently, the list of unrestricted free agents who played for the Chiefs last season are quarterback Carson Wentz, tackle DJ Humphries, tight end Jody Fortson, defensive tackle Mike Pennell, and defensive end Charles Omenihu. A much shorter list than we started with at the beginning of the new league year. Now, the Chiefs also made things official with defensive tackle Jerry Tillery posting the signing on social media. Before going to Minnesota, he actually played his first 5 seasons in the AFC West. He spent the first 3 seasons, a little bit of his 4th with the Los Angeles Chargers before joining the Las Vegas Raiders midway through the 2022 season. Now, in total, Tillery played in 54 games, starting 29 for LA. During that time, he recorded 33 QB hits and 10.5 sacks. Now, for Las Vegas, he appeared in 25 games, starting 10. Now, the NFL draft is officially in 5 weeks, 5 weeks away from today, which means that experts are continuing to write in those mock drafts and take their guesses at who is going to fall Kansas City's way in the first round. Remember, the Chiefs have 8 draft picks overall in 2025. The draft kicks off in Green Bay 5 weeks from today, starting on April 24th. In round 1, they have pick 31. Now, ESPN says Kansas City should draft Texas offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. He says Banks has the traits to help fortify Patrick Mahomes' protection. Perhaps Banks wins the left tackle job over Moore. Maybe he replaces Juwan Taylor on the right side, and maybe he even kicks inside to Tooney's vacated guard spot. Regardless of where he plays, he has the experience, 42 college starts, quickness, and power, which would be welcomed in Kansas City. The Chiefs' pass protection issues were on full display during the Super Bowl. We're not arguing that. And signing Jalen Moore, a backup from San Francisco, before getting a 2-year deal with the Chiefs is no guarantee to solve anything. He continued to say that Wanye Morris, Kingsley Suamataia, and DJ Humphries weren't the answers, and Joe Tooney, who was a stopgap fix in moving outside from guard to left tackle, is now in Chicago. Now, Pro Football Focus thinks that the Chiefs should target the defensive line in round 1. PFF's John Kosko says that Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon is the guy. The Chiefs would love to find an offensive lineman here, but with the best available ranking in the late 40s on PFF's big board, they select the next best available pass rusher in Harmon. His 55 quarterback pressures in 2014 led the FBS. The potential to learn from Chris Jones makes the Chiefs an ideal landing spot. All right, I get that as well. Let's take a look at another mock pick. This is from Pro Football Network. They say Kansas City should snag Alabama offensive guard Tyler Booker. They say heading into the 2024 season, Booker shed a significant amount of weight, and his play ended up improving as a result. Now, he didn't allow a single sack all year on 395 passing block reps, earning an All-American nod as a junior guard and landing on the CSN's All-SEC team as an honorable mention. CBS Sports said that you should also bolster up the offensive line. Mike Renner saying go get North Dakota State product Gray Zabel. Renner says that the offensive guard looked like a day one starter on the interior at the Senior Bowl. His background at tackle for North Dakota State could also help in a pinch as well. While outside of the first round pick, the Chiefs currently have 7 more picks, so 8 total. 1 in the second round, that's pick 63. 2 in the third, pick 66 and 95. 1 in the fourth round, pick 133. And then they got 3 picks in the 7th round. Pick 226, pick 251, and pick 257. Again, 5 weeks away from today. We're going to find out who falls Kansas City's way. All right, speaking of the draft, I got to talk to Chiefs senior reporter Matt McMullen to get his thoughts on free agency, mock drafts, and a lot more. Now, that full interview is going to air tomorrow on Friday, but in the meantime, I want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek. What stands out to you about those guys, whether it be personality on or off the field?
Well, Christian Fulton is one that I'm really excited about, just because he's an outside corner by trade. Like 86% of his career snaps are as an outside corner. And I think that'll give Steve Spagnuolo a lot of flexibility within his defensive scheme. Not sure exactly what that means, but maybe you can move Trent McDuffie around, put him in the slot more. Maybe you can move Chamari Connor around as more of a traditional safety. I just think adding a player like that, who is a consistent and reliable outside corner, to a defense that's already been so good over the last several years, I think it has a chance to make it even better and less predictable. So I'm excited about that for a lot of reasons. And Jalen Moore too, one thing that Mitch and I talk about is it's so hard to find like a blue chip left tackle if you're a really good team like the Chiefs, because you're not picking in the top 10, and rarely do those guys hit free agency, and you're not going to have the money to give them a giant contract, right? So how do you find that player? Well, maybe a guy who was the understudy for Trent Williams, who's one of the best left tackles of all time and played really well when he had an opportunity. Maybe that guy can be someone you give an opportunity and see what he can do. So I'm fired up about that. These are young players still, and you bring them into this building and this culture, and you just see what they can do. So those two are a couple that I'm very excited about.
Do want to ask you about Gardner Minshew. That guy had quite the personality, quite the online presence. Now, I read one of your articles where you were talking about he has, quite the personality, but he went around in an RV all throughout the country, and then he lived in a bus outside of a training facility.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this guy, because there's so much out there. It's almost like the hair holds mysteries. You just don't know what you're going to get.
This might be the most exciting preseason in Chiefs history. I'm very excited, and I'll be on the sideline, hopefully interviewing Gardner. He's a character, but I really admire his drive and passion for football.
Yeah.
If you research his history, it was not always a guarantee he was going to be even a college quarterback. I mean, he was at a community college for a while. He went to East Carolina, I believe, and had a decent career, but if he hadn't gone to Washington State with Mike Leach, who knows what happens. Ends up breaking numerous Pac-12 records and goes to the NFL, and was really good for the Jags with his opportunities. His first ever game was against the Chiefs. I think we all remember watching that one. Who was this guy? Yeah, it was the 2019 season opener in Jacksonville. Nick Foles got hurt early in the game, and Gardner came in and completed his first 15 passes. I mean, he was incredible, and had a good career there. Have you seen one of my favorite things is the hug he shared with his dad when he was on the Eagles after they beat somebody. Jalen Hurts got hurt. He came in and played, and he beat somebody, and him and his dad had the most awesome, wholesome, genuine hug ever. I don't know. He just seems like a really genuine guy.
We're getting good vibes.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Chiefs fans are going to like him a lot. Hopefully he doesn't play a whole lot in the regular season, but if he has to, I know we have a guy that has been there and done that.
So the full interview is going to air tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you tune in. All right, folks, that does it for our Thursday episode of Chiefs News Daily. You know the drill. We'll be back again tomorrow with that interview on Friday. In the meantime, we ask that you like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Stay warm, and we'll see you here Friday.